Okay, so for the community that I live in, it's an agricultural community. My hopes are that there would be more activities for young people. I see that the city has activities for young folks, but there's not enough because young people are always going outside of the city to find things to do when this city is so beautiful and the landscape, not just the landscape, but there's opportunities to grow in this city, even though it's a small city, rural city. So that's one of my hopes, that there would be more activities for young people to develop and to grow in this community. And second, I wish there were also more affordable and low-income housing for people in this community, because there's a great need. And I know of families that are still living in garages and would love to find a place to live and have a little more space for their kids to at least do their homework or spend some time in their own rooms and things like that. So housing is a great need. So that would be another hope for this community.
La esperanza que tenemos para la comunidad, por el bien de todos, queremos por el bien de todos, que haya una paz para todos y haya un porvenir para el país, para todos. No queremos aquí distorsiones, mucho menos de los representantes del país, hacia provocar a otros países, que realmente aquí no venimos a buscar guerras, venimos a trabajar. Y este es un problema que estoy hablándolo aquí personalmente con estas señoritas, este joven, que realmente este problema es muy defectuoso para el país y para toda la humanidad que existe aquí, para los diferentes países que andan provocando a este hombre en diferentes países. La cuestión es esta: queremos vivir en paz, tranquilos, todos, por el bien de todos. No queremos ningún mal para nadie. Todos los que no tienen identificación, también se deben de respetar los derechos humanos porque son seres humanos.
What's really important to know about Watsonville is that we are a community of people who have a lot of strengths, values, and vision about what we want for our community. There's, I think, a lot of value that is invisible because it can't be measured, it can't be managed in typical ways. You can't count how many good ideas we have out there. You can't count how many sacrifices and innovations happen on a day-to-day basis for a typical family. So I think something that's important to know about Watsonville is just how dynamic and creative the community is. And I think it's important for us to think about how we retain our identity as a community as things begin to change around here. Silicon Valley's blown up and leaked over into San Jose, and then San Jose is leaking over into Santa Cruz, and now Santa Cruz is starting to leak over into Watsonville. So something I think we should be really aware of is how do we retain our identity as a community and not be taken over by people with resources. So that's something that's on my mind constantly, and what I think Digital Nest is helping address.
En la comunidad discriminación, no, porque Watsonville es una comunidad básicamente latina, en una, ¿qué diríamos? Un 70-80%, así no más. Y casi no, sí hay, pero muy poco, muy raro que lo encuentre uno.
As a parent, I have two daughters in high school right now. And I know that and they're in public school. And I believe in the public school system. I went to the public school system. I know there are advantages to private school system. But as a parent, I would like better salaries for teachers, for example, so they can be motivated or more motivated to teach our students. Right now, that's an issue in our district. So we have low paid teachers. So I would hope that the Board of Education would value their teachers more And as a parent, I'm ready to support the teachers so they can feel valued and then pass that on to our students in the schools. I also see a need for more funding, although the state I know has provided more funds recently and with the local control accountability plan in recent years. And that funding is specifically for services and programs in our schools. It cannot be used for salaries. But I would hope that we could improve our facilities more. I understand that services and programs are important, and that's what's going to get our kids to be successful. But also the condition of the facility matters. And when you go to a school and you like how your school looks, the condition that it's in, that motivates you as a student. At least I'm talking now as a student. When I used to go to my school, and if I see a clean school, if I see that it's not so deteriorated, that would motivate me or discourage me sometimes. So I would hope that more funding is invested in renovating our local schools and, like I said earlier, supporting our teachers.
You know, I think I feel very privileged and lucky to live in a country that does offer education to everybody. Everyone has a version of access to education. I do think that the typical education system is designed to make people compliant and complacent in a lot of ways. You know, just through the sheer volume of people that we have to process through the education system, what we get is a lot of people who are taught how to follow rules, how to replicate things that they're told to do. And unfortunately, I don't think there's enough spaces or opportunities for people to think creatively, to solve problems in ways that aren't prescribed. So the education system, what I think it could benefit from is kind of what we try to do here is creating rehearsal spaces for youth to problem solve and to learn by hands-on experience and to learn within the context of things that they are passionate about and things that they care deeply about. Something that I keep in mind as I design my program and as I work with youth is, I once read, and I wish I knew who to quote for this, but you can't think deeply about things you don't care about. So I think the education system could create new, more dynamic contexts for youth to do their learning. You know, I am a big believer in project-based learning, hands-on learning, and I would love to see more of that.